Thank you, Ms. Suryakrishna, for that inspiring insight into what Aksharam Montessori has to offer. My name is Sheena Matthew, and many of you may have already seen me at Aksharam. I am the coordinator, and this afternoon, I will be your host for the next hour. Now, let's dive deeper into what is the Montessori approach. To walk us through this, please welcome our lead Montessori expert, Miss Alina, who has experience working with children in the Montessori education for over a decade. Over to you, Alina.
Thank you, Surya, Sheena, and Swati for having me here. And it's lovely to be here as always. I would request people, if they can, switch on videos. It's always nice to talk face to face and lovely to get to know each other. So if you can and you're in a position of switching on your cameras, please do so. We are a family who are meeting under one roof. So before I start on what is Montessori and how are we going to connect under this method, I would encourage you to just read. I'll give about 30 seconds for you to read this slide, and then I could continue with whatever I have to say. So just 30 seconds, Sheena, please. Thank you. Sheena, I'll take over. Thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone. I have been a Montessori guide for over 10 years, maybe 11 now, and it's a privilege to stand before all you parents who have made such a thoughtful choice for their child. And as Surya rightly said, for your entire family. Today, I'm here to help you discover how Montessori approach can actually support your child's natural curiosity, their independence, their love for learning. And together, today, this afternoon, let's explore what makes this environment so very special and how can you be a part of this journey. So, by choosing Montessori and by choosing a school like Aksharam, which holds these values with such care, you have already embraced something far deeper than just a method. You've chosen a way of seeing your own child, a way of honoring their individuality, let's say their rhythm, or their joyful curiosity. And you've chosen not just an educational approach, but Montessori is more than that. It's just a way of life. It's one rooted in respect, peace, and potential. So, thank you for trusting this process. And these early years are not just school years, they are the foundation of who your child is going to become. And by choosing Montessori, you have already given them the gift of growing up with what I call three C's: the confidence, clarity, and calm. So, when I say that your child is a Montessori child, what do I mean by a Montessori child? And what sets a Montessori child apart from, let's say, any other child who's going to maybe any other school? So, let's get to know that first. So, a Montessori child is not shaped to fit a particular mold. And this is a very old saying, those factory models kind of thing. It's absolutely the opposite. We actually see every child for who they are, and they are supported to become who they want to become. They are not rushed through academics. We don't have a curriculum. They are not boxed into one size fits all kind of expectations. They're guided with gentleness. We are guides, we are facilitators. We don't call ourselves teachers. They are provided with precision to explore, to think independently, to express themselves with kindness, and to act with very quiet confidence. Montessori children are calm, most of them, and even if they are not, they find their own sense of calm, but they are focused. They learn not because they are told to learn, but because they are inspired to learn, and there's a huge difference in that. They feel respected as a result, so they develop self respect. They feel capable, they grow confident. And isn't that something that you would want for your child? You would want your child to grow confident and to be the best version of themselves, not somebody else. Now, your child, when they come into a casa, like Surya just told us, it's a home, it's another home. And they will start their Montessori journey in an area called EPL, in short, or let's just call it exercises of practical life for all of us to understand. Now, in the Montessori classroom, exercise or practical life are those typical things that we do at home daily, right? Like pouring things, pouring water into a glass, sweeping, polishing, folding. Now, in the house, when we do it, we see and we look at them as chores, and we don't generally give that to a child to do. And they're not just little tasks which you find cute when you enter the Montessori house of children. You say, oh, this is so cute. But they are so much more than just being cute. They are powerful, purposeful work. Now, through these activities, your child is actually becoming independent. He is or she is improving their concentration, their coordination, the sense of responsibility for themselves and for the environment that they are in. I'll just cite two very, very simple examples which you will find in every casa, like pouring water between two jugs. Now, when you're pouring water between two jugs, what really get into the act of it? You are learning hand stability, you are learning your risk control, and you're even learning estimation because you are pouring and trying to gauge where exactly you need to pour. That's a lot of learning for a child, which we take for granted. So it builds confidence, it introduces something called the care of environment because when they spill water, they clean it too. Let's take another activity, spooning grains from one bowl to another. Something so simple, right? But it trains hand-eye coordination. It also helps them to be precise and to steady their movements. And also, there's a hidden secret. It prepares the hand for writing by strengthening their fingers. So, in environment, when we as guides work with the children and we hear a child saying, oh, I can do it by myself, that's when we know that we have just witnessed a quiet blooming of self belief. And these are one of the different miracles, tiny miracles that we see in a Montessori environment, which parents miss out. But those are tiny gifts which we give ourselves as facilitators. After they have worked quite a bit in the exercises of practical life, they move on in their journey. They go into an area called sensorial, where they explore. So, sensorial area is where the children refine their senses. They sort, they compare, they match, and they explore differences in, let's say, sound, texture, size, color, shape, oh, so many things. When you go into the environment, you must look into all these things as well. So, the pink tar, which is the most attractive material in a Montessori house of children, it's not just a stack of blocks, like it seems for a common person to just enter, and I don't blame you. It's a lesson in sequencing, visual discrimination, and dimension. Also, when